Hi everyone, and welcome to my latest update. It's been around 3 weeks since I've last put a video up, so I just wanted to let you know what I've been doing. As you're obviously aware, the weather's been pretty poor, so I haven't had too much time to spend in the garage, as it's a little chilly in there, even though I've got my heater, which has been brilliant and has taken the frost off. Um, what I have done on the layer is really just to improve the track. There was a couple of locos, my N7, that didn't like a couple of spots, and when I looked at it, there was a gap between the rails where they were joining on, and so I just relayed those. And I've got much better running. That's one thing I found with FlexiTrack, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just my abilities in fixing it is that when you're on like a curve and you bend it round and you think you've got it at the right length and you've marked the track and you cut it, and then when you get to it, you're about a millimeter, 2 millimeters out, which is a fair gap. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I did go down the route of deciding not to motorize at points. As I say, I've only got 7. I can reach them easily, and I really just didn't think it was worth it. I replaced the troublesome point. Um, that I think it was just my first attempt at doing the Pecco cutting and soldering bridges, and I think I messed it up, to be honest with you. So I put a new electroflog in, haven't done any of the amendments, and it runs perfectly. So that's where we are on track. Um, in a couple of videos coming up, you will see what I've done for the back scenes and the areas there. I've really cracked on with Metcalf kit building. So we've got lots of those, and we've got the starts of a decent high street. We've also got the factory area, the buildings for that done. So yeah, lots of work there. Um, and also, as you can see, I'm sporting my personalised t-shirt, drinking a cup of tea from my personalised mug. All provided by Jeff at Jumble Lane Printing. Jeff's an excellent guy and produces really decent personalised stuff at what's important, competitive prices. And he will go out of his way to make sure that you get what you want. So that's Jeff at Jumble Lane Printing. Okay, so that's where we are. Couple of videos coming up just to see what I've been up to. Okay, folks, cheers. Okay, so we've got on the station side some arches that I've got from LCut Creative, and I've just put some shops in the front, put some detailing in. We're going to be photobombed by the Drummond that I've just got running around here at the moment. There we go. So that's what I've been doing. Yeah, really good kits these are from LCut Creative. Easy to put together. I've just done a wash on them with just some Vallejo thin down stone paint. Now if I pan backwards, you can see that above there is quite a bit of height of sky. So what I'm thinking of doing is along the top, just bring it out. I've got a couple of centimetres to play with. Just bring it out to add a bit of depth. Put in a paving, probably the scale model scenes paving, and then some shops, and then having some pedestrians walking away. So that's a thought I had. Let me just pan you across. So I've got as far as the station building, and then I'm just going to order some more, bring them across, and probably finish just around where the PVA bottle is. So that's a plan, to have some more of these arches, and in that little corner there. I'll probably have a sort of gateway or a tree just to sort of disguise that. So that's a plan for the station side. Okay, next we go over to the factory area, and if I just pan back just a little bit there, you'll see what I've got in mind. Here is the entrance gate. We move through to the boiler house, again to the loading platform, and then to the warehouse. And I'm thinking this warehouse, I'm going to get another one and probably put it there because that's quite open, and that will just give us a nice area. There's enough area for the lorries to come in, park up. I will probably fence off just as it goes from here, so along there and there, to give the factory its own area, including the engine shed, and that will be to have the factory shunter. What I propose is that goods are delivered to here. Once the empty wagons are taken away by the shunter into this storage lane here, and then new items are delivered. So loading platform here, engine shed, storage area, and this will be into hard standing, and I'll have a few more details on the car park. So that's a plan. If I just move back, you'll have another look at that, and yeah, I'm quite pleased with how that's come along. We'll just see the Drummond going past. There we are, and that's the factory. Okay, so we move over to the High Street area. Now you'll just see that there is one bay, or one island platform rather. This is for the small station. There'll be more detailing work on that, but yeah, here's the start of what we call the High Street, where you've got the gap between those shops and the start of the terraced shops. That will be a road in. And so we've got, as I say, those terraced shops, just a little tree I'm thinking about putting there to break it up, and then we've got the terraced houses. To the left, where the drills are, that is going to be an Aldi supermarket. So yeah, still detailing work to do and pavements etc. to put in. The bus will give you an idea of where the road is going to be, but that's a sort of idea. So there's been plenty of Metcalf kit building, as you can see, as it's been cold, but there we go. And if we move over, nothing much has changed on the industrial estate side of things. I'll just pan over on there because it was getting the other sides working, but I have got fencing from Scale Model Scenery that will go along there. So yeah, so there we are. I'll give you a little pan around, so excuse the mess. It will be cleared, I promise you, in due course. And of course my friendly cat Miffy is here. If any of you have got any comments that you'd like to make, good or bad, or suggestions, please feel free to make them. Okay, thanks folks. Well, I hope you enjoyed that update. You've just seen what work has gone on, and I think you appreciate there's been a fair bit done. Now, as per the warning, there is some contentious possible statements to be made by me. Now, as you're aware, when I started this project, I didn't have anything at all. No rolling stock from previous layouts, nothing at all. So I had to start from afresh. Now, I would love to have been able to have got brand new, top of the range, super detailed locos with sound. Um, but at 200 to 250 quid a pop, it's not really feasible. So after picking the Hornby catalogue up, I did look at their railroad and thought steam locos around the £80 mark to 100, diesels like the 66s 60 to 75. If I could put one of the TTS decoders in for £40, I could get a sound loco for £100 diesel roundabouts and 100, 150 for the steamers. I would be happy to put some uh, loco crew in, give it a little bit more detail on, put some real coal in, and that would be fine. I'm not exhibiting. Yeah, that would be great for me. I was a bit wary of getting second hand, just in case you get some poor ones. So I did prefer to have brand new, but at the budget range. And that's what I did. And the contentious part is I had two problems. One was with the TTS fitted railroad Flying Scotsman. Looked good. So I went off to Fox Transfers, got nice some transfers there to give more details, and a headboard. That's the word I was struggling for. Um, and from Hardy's Hobbies, a couple of nice crew. Was running it in. All of a sudden, boom! It stopped dead. Motor still going, but jammed. So I took it off, rung up Rails of Sheffield, where I got it from. Um, and I was chatting to the guy there, very helpful. And he said it is a well known problem with the Railroad Scotsman that the coupling rods jam. And he said to me, quite happy if you send it back to us, I can fix it. Or if you prefer a new one. So I said, I'd rather you fix it because if I get a new one, I could have the same problem. And Rails of Sheffield were brilliant when I was chatting to them. A returns label came over and off it went. And yeah, they fixed it. And I was running it around, running it in, and all was well. Popped the coach on, and all of a sudden, on one of the curves, and it's not a tight curve. With the track setter, it's between a radius 3 and 4, so well within the parameters. The front bogie just lifted itself off. I thought this is weird. None of my other locos have done it. I've got Adderley Hall, an A4, no issues. So, was it the coupling? Tried it with a different coach. Same thing happened. So I researched on the internet, RM Web, and apparently, yep, it's another well-known issue. And somebody suggested all different things, but one of them was put a bit of lubricating oil just on the bogie um, spigot that moves sideways, and I did, and it worked. But I suppose my contentious figure statement is that acceptable that products are sent out with known issues? You might say, Kev, you're buying railroad, what do you expect? And I would reply, well, at £100, I'd expect something that could run. So, what do you think, guys? Am I asking too much? Or is it acceptable that products are sent out with known issues? Second issue I had was with another railroad, Seven Oaks, a schools class, a lovely runner, absolutely superb. when I got it on the rolling road, which I tend to do to run them in on DC, and then put a decoder chip in. Picks up the instructions to remove the tender body. You lift it up. Happy days, I thought. Tried to lift it up. Nothing. Squeezed it. Nothing. Squeezed it from the front and the back. Nothing. Wouldn't move. So on again I go onto the World Wide Web. Again, no issue. They're metal chassis on the tender body, and people were suggesting that you have to poke a screwdriver up and underneath and ease it out. Others were get a Stanley knife in the corner and jig it up. And so I tried that. And to be honest with you, in the corner, I've started to almost chip away or scrape the plastic. One of the handrails has snapped off, and I thought, geez, what I'm going to have to do is break the thing, spend another £5 Peter spares for another body, put the decoder in, put that new body on, and then eventually it flicked off, boom, out there. Put a decoder in, and it runs absolutely superb. One of my probably best runners. Contentious point: if locos are described as DCC ready, is it fair to say it should be easy to be able to get the tender body or the loco body off to be able to install it? I've got a 2P, absolutely easy as you like. 2 screws at the bottom of the tender body, lift it up, boom, in it goes. So why can't all of those be like that? So there's my contentious statement. Should products that are advertised as DCC ready mean that it's easy enough to install a decoder without damage to what is a fairly expensive loco? I mean, the schools class was about 70 to 80. When you add on, excuse me, the price of a decoder, probably near enough 100. What do you think, folks? Am I being unreasonable or not? Thought of the day. So that's the end of video 20, and it's almost been a year since I started the project. It was my visit to Alexandra Palace exhibition that supposed kicked me off, and yeah, we're only a few weeks away from that, so yeah, it must be a year. A lot has happened during that time. We're now on 171 subscribers, which is probably about 170 more than I thought I'd get. So big thank you as always, and I really do mean it. And I've had some brilliant comments and lots of help. I've gone on to Facebook, and you can follow me there if you want, Kevin Carter. And there's been some tremendous help, and I really wish I'd got on there before. So social media, yeah, there's a lot of bad press about it, and quite rightly. But I do find that in our hobby, 99.99% of the people genuinely look to help, and that's brilliant. So that's the end of the update. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you appreciate, or agree rather, that things have moved on quite well. I'll pop a bit of running in there as well, just so I haven't bored the pants off you. And as I always end up and say, a big thank you to the subscribers. The new ones, thank you. The existing ones, thanks for staying with us. And if you're watching this for the first time or you've been catching up but haven't subscribed, have a subscribe, ding the bell, whack a couple of comments in. So, as always, keep well, healthy, happy modelling.